Welcome to Boom Bap Sundays. This is season one. We're on episode 2. Today I have my brother, the main man, T.Maseko. He's an interior designer. He's a product designer. He's also a graphic designer at large for Muted Rags, so everything you see in Muted Rags related on graphic design shit. Hit a shout out for this nigga, he's the main man. He's the man that makes the things happen. My brother, so like I'd like to start the interview with you giving us an intro or like a background into who is Uthandolwe Maseko.
Alright, shout out, man. Thanks for having me, first of all. Yeah, man. My name is Tandule Masego. I go by T or T.Maseko in the streets, and I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Protea Clan. Um, but I grew up in half of my years I spent in Protea Clan, the other half in Winchester Hills, which is in the Joburg South. Yeah, but my love for design actually started like in tertiary education, where I studied in Greenside Design Center. So I studied interior design there, and yeah, that's where everything began actually. So, but like besides for like interior, I also have like interests in fashion, uh, to name a few: fashion, food. I love food. Soccer, I
Yeah.
love soccer as well. And like I'm very interested in modeling as well. So that's something I do also from time to time. But like, yeah, despite that, I like enjoy the passion that goes behind creating anything and everything, basically. So yeah,
Alright,
that's
alright,
me.
alright. Shout out for that young intro you gave us right there. So the follow-up question for me would be like, out of all the career electives that you specialize in, which one would you say is like your favorite one?
My favorite is actually fashion design. It falls under like, not fashion design, man, furniture design. It actually falls under product design as well. So I really enjoy that because like you focus like on one piece, which is like it may be a chair or like furniture and fixtures actually, but it all falls under like product design. So we basically focus on like one element that completes the whole space. So in interior design, you're actually like designing a whole space inside, but like you need these little fixtures to put inside the space to make the whole space feel complete. So I prefer focusing on like one element to help make the whole space complete, so it ties the whole space together, and that's what I enjoy actually. So yeah.
Right, that's really dope, man. That's really dope because I feel like in our era we actually need like more like interior designers from this side and your product designers, because we are tapping into a whole different aesthetic in terms of like homeware and aesthetics in life. You get that we are not really interested in the type of furniture that our parents used to put in their houses, and like we are kind of like yeah, we are kind of like reimagining that whole scenario of like how we want our homes to be, whether it is minimalistic or what type of style that you go through. So I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about like the creative projects that you've worked on, and like how you approach it and the type of style of your work. Like how would you describe your work as a whole?
So basically, like the projects I've worked on so far are like conceptual projects. I haven't like built any of my designs or anything that I've been working on so far. They've all been conceptual. But like in terms of style, like I'm inspired by my surroundings basically. So Like it may be nature, it may be like a memory from childhood growing up, like how we used to play, or like whatever I feel like makes sense at that moment, I'll use as my inspiration within my designs. So like I can't say like that I'm minimalistic or I'm abstract. I can't really say that. It's just like I'm all over the place, man. I just let my emotions and feelings drive my designs, basically, and inspiration. So yeah.
That's really, really, really nice, you know, to know that you get inspiration from what you see. So like that is portrayed in like your art forms. It gives it a sense of you giving us a background of like where you come from,
Of
or
me.
yeah, or like the things that you see on a daily, which reflects in your work. And in turn it can already like tell us or give us a bit of a story as to where you live or who you are, and those type of things, you know, which is really like a dope way to be approaching your work, you know, and also not boxing in yourself to say this is the type of style that I create. You are broad and versatile in
But right
whatever
now,
that
I wouldn't say that like um I'm able to define my style because like in all honesty, I'm still like young in like all this designing things. I think I'm like 4 years or 5 years in now. So like defining my style is still like I think it's still early for that. I still need to explore a lot more and learn more as well as I go. So yeah, I'm open to anything right now. That's why my surroundings and inspirations differ, and that drives me.
that's really nice. So what would you say like is the role that music plays in like your creative process?
Your music plays a huge role, man, in my creative process, actually. So, like, I basically describe it as like an extension of me, as I'd like to say. So, like, whatever I'm feeling at that moment, I listen to a specific genre that aligns with how I'm feeling how or what I'm trying to get out of a design. So I listen to certain music that'll drive me to a certain direction in my creative process. And it doesn't usually work sometimes, but like it's all part of the process, you know. No one has a linear design process. It's all like back and forth. So like music actually helps me like try find the right path to align with what I'm trying to accomplish in my designs, as I like to say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice, man, because music really does play a huge role in one's creative process. I'd say it's maybe like one of the most common or the mainly common things that us as creatives use in common, you know. It's music. We always run to that because it has a story. It has a different story for each and everyone, you know. And for us to create, to be able to have that in our creative spaces is really good, you know. But otherwise, shout out to you, man, for hopping on the show. You know, shout outs
Sure.
for you hopping on Boom Bap Sundays. For our guys out there, you can get T.Maseko's playlist on our YouTube Music and also on our Apple Music profile. You'll get a bit of a description there that's gonna tie you into the whole concept behind the basically the playlist, you know. But from me, I'm signing out. Shout out to T.Maseko. Yeah, man,
Shout
let's
out.
keep pushing. Shout out,
Let's
homie.
thanks, homie.